Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are checking out a new English VTuber generation called Avallum with their original debut song Crossing Fates. So I'm really excited about this. I didn't actually know about this first stage of production or any of their talents before this. So this is kind of my introduction to the whole company. So I'm ready to jump in. I hope you are all as well. Let's just hit play in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. I'm already a big fan of the instrumentation. Okay. Okay, big anime opening vibes. We're really falling into that like J-rock opening where we have a very like classic, like not necessarily heavy metal, but just like a standard like metal intro. Maybe even like leaning towards power metal, and then we go straight into that like cool down where we kind of burst up with our treble tones and sometimes our bass tones as well, but we kind of shy away from our midtones a bit aside from the vocals. So very nice intro. It's kind of like a classic anime opening intro. Yeah, so you can really hear that bass drum. You can really hear those like treble-based keys, and that midtone is really being. It's got that foundation of that guitar in the back, but the main part of the midtones is really with that vocalist right there, and I really like the voice there. I really like how we're handling our voice here. Nice. Nice. Bass coming up. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we're really leaning into some like big build-up belt outs here. Got a bit of alliteration there, but I like how we're kind of building up and belting out. I do think the lyricism is a little bit weak, just in the sense that it doesn't necessarily sound like it was written by a native English speaker necessarily. But I don't think it's detracting too much from the song. There's some songs where the lyricism is a massive downfall. I don't think that's the case. I think it's still pretty solid. I think there's just a lot of like expected rhyming that doesn't necessarily hit where you'd expect it to. But as far as just vocals and instrumentation goes, it's still very solid, though surprisingly long for this kind of build-up segment here. But I guess that's to be expected because it is a group debut, which means we're getting a spotlight for all of our members, so that does make sense. Nice. I like how we have the layered, subtle, almost like choral vocal backings right under that last lyric there. Or actually, the last 3 lyrics, so that last little phrase there. Okay. Okay, very interesting transition there. So we have I would have maybe like a little bit more projection on the vocals there, but not too bad. I like we have that kind of staccato breakup of both the instrumentation and the vocals, then a bit of a cutout into a big melodic lead. Okay. I will say this lineup of voices is very interesting because, to be completely honest, I don't feel like they're awfully distinct, at least in this song. like if you told me this was just one vocalist, I would probably believe you because their voices are very, very well. They're very well suited for each other. In that case, you know, they are very well casted in terms of blending together in a song like this. So I have to admit, I do think I do want to touch again on the lyricism because I feel like there's just a little bit of just, you know, the instrumentation's great, the vocals are great. I love how the mix is handling them. But the only two like little nitpickings I have are probably on the lyricism and the kind of the like projection and emotion in the vocals. But aside from that, I'm really, really liking how this is piecing together. Okay. 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 So yeah, definitely lyricism is a big... you know, it's weird because with a lot of like Japanese lyricism, rhyming isn't necessarily as important. Though, you know, I could be mistaken about that. Maybe that's just my personal perception. But I feel with English, the rhyme schemes are so important to a song. So when you have this kind of like freestyle where you're not really playing into that too much, it can really be hard to get just a song people can sing along to and stick with. But you know, as far as just composition goes, mix, instrumentation, vocals, all of that is pretty solid. And I do want to say the lyricism, I'm sorry I'm pausing so much, but I do want to say the lyricism issue is something that you kind of see with not just like this group. You see that in even like bigger debut songs from like very well-known companies and stuff. You know, it's just something that happens that I think has gotten better for some groups, but you can still see it in a lot of other debut songs as well. Okay. Was not expecting that. That threw me completely off. Okay. We just completely changed genres. No heads up at all there. Okay. Ooh, I like that we got a little like bass lick there interjecting the vocal lines. I like that. Actually, sorry, it wasn't interjecting the vocal lines. I was running alongside it right there. Okay. Okay. See, that was great. I loved the lyricism there. I loved how we played along with it. That kind of like invalidated all my previous like that one segment was. Where was that? Where was that for the rest of that intro? Where was that? I really like how that was put together. I think that was great. Though I think it may be great for a different song because I feel like we kind of like threw this kind of feels sandwiched into a like hard rock metal song. Or I guess like J-rock song. Probably a J-rock song is probably how I would like classify the instrumentation and how the vocals are put together. I would have maybe liked this in a different style of song. But you see, the lyricism here is so much better. It feels like this has to be a different lyric writer, like surely. I won't let it chain me down though. The past don't got me bound, so should have just keep pushing through. I bet you know better than I do. All right, I'm very impressed with that. Okay, so two more guys in this group. Mm. I love like how this sounds together, but the composition is starting to throw me off now. That bass tone is really beautiful. Okay. Okay. Okay, so again, we're kind of referencing how we transitioned before with that little like kind of instrumental accompanying the vocals with that kind of staccato breakdown, and then we have an instrumental cutout as the vocals keep running through, and then the instrumental comes back in. I like that transition. I will say, yeah, I think, I mean, I think they could fit in one more syllable there. Right? Like, I think I don't want to keep like nitpicking over and over again on the lyricism, but the thing is, when you have that like rap segment there, and you show that you can have the lyricism, like someone on their team knows how to write lyrics in English well. So I'm not sure why it's so different for the rest of the song.
There's more at stake. There's no time to blink. Doing what our hearts decide. Make the story right. We'll just keep working on. Forget all you know. Feel the moment. This excitement. Speak these words out loud.
I like that part.
You know we're unstoppable right now. What we need is heading towards.
I like that bridge. Nice. We kind of have like a little bridge here. I really like that actually. I know I'm probably nitpicking a little too much on the lyricism, but I do want to make sure I'm not like not mentioning it, because I feel like when with that rap segment earlier, I mean, that was amazing. I loved that. I loved how that sounded. I loved how that was written. I mean, I feel like there's just, it's so odd to have such like a vast juxtaposition between those two styles of lyricism, because the rest of the song is pretty much just freestyle, you know. But in terms of like the instrumentation and the vocals, I'm loving these transitions. I really like how we're handling these transitions and how the voices blend, because there's some beautiful moments where we get these choral backings, and I'm not necessarily sure if it's just the same person recording like choral backings for their own tracks, but if it's not, those are some awesome group dynamics with their voices.
What we need is heading towards chasing.
I like this bridge. Nice. That's nice. Nice. Okay. Okay, so okay. So I think on that Truth is One, I think maybe just if they had one guy who was able to maybe scream, or at least like a growl or some big belt, that would have been a really good moment. I mean, just an awesome bridge. We actually got some rhyming, and then we had like this big moment right before this treble based guitar lick comes in over the, you know, the vocal narration.
They think the truth has won. The truth has won.
Just a little more impact.
There's no time to think.
Okay.
Doing what I feel is right. Take back what is mine.
I really like that when he says "take back what is mine." I love the way he puts it. I feel like that's kind of like the most emotion we get from all the vocals. Not to say that they aren't emotive, though I do think in terms of like projection and belting out and stuff, I do think there could definitely be some more dynamics there. But in terms of just emotiveness or emotion in the song, I think we're very very solid. But when that one pirate guy, I feel like he's got it. He's got that. He's got that part in it. I love because you can hear it when he says like what and then is mine. It's just the end of mine and then the way he starts the what, which I love that. I love the way he does that every time. Like he pushes out and then closes in. Did you hear that? That was, we got a little blast beat on the drums there. That was nice. Nice. I like that dip down low there. Nice. Another guitar track there. Nice. Okay. Overall, I'm very impressed with that. Overall. Oh, and we can see all the different names there. So overall, I'm really happy with that. I think that was a really solid debut song to have. We really got to have like these pairings, these group dynamics, and these solo showcases for each voice. Though I think the zombie rapper dude, I think he kind of stole the show because he got I mean he got like his own instrumental basically. But I do think it was very weird to have it in this style of song, but hey, I mean, it sounded good, so it was a bit jarring, but the segment itself sounded awesome. I do want to say, I don't want to keep just railing on lyricism, but it is important, and I think I think it's very odd that it was so different between segments. So that leads me to thinking that maybe I'm assuming Rosco Graves is the zombie dude. I still have yet to match all the names to faces, but I'm assuming that Graves wrote his own rap, just based off how the lyricism is. Though I could be completely wrong about that. Feel free to correct me if you know. But I think it was a very odd switch up to have into and out of the rap segment, and I feel like the segment following the rap part directly after, just it felt like it was coming down from a more fitting previous segment. It felt like I had a more impactful metal or like hard rock, J-rock esque climatic moment before we're coming out into that segment. But instead, we got a rap switch up there, which not only is that kind of gonna make it a little less catchy, a little less hard to remember, but especially when you're not having like this very particular rhyme scheme or anything for your chorus, it's definitely gonna be hard to get people to sing along to it, remember it, get it stuck in their head, and you want that, especially for a debut song, because you're trying to make an impact, get stuck in people's minds, so that they think, hey, I remember that song, I've been singing it all day, might as well check out what they're like on stream. And I think in terms of that, the song wasn't necessarily ideal. But overall, as just a song, as focusing more on vocal performance and instrumentation, I think there was some really, really awesome work here. I'm really, really impressed with the style that they went for most of the song and for the vocals. I really, really like how their voices sound together. They all sound like trained vocalists, and I'm really, really excited to hear more from them. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, And feel free to let me know about this group, about these talents, because I'm very new to this. I have not heard of first stage production, but seems like they've got a really solid cast of voices on their hands, and I'm excited to see what they do. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to recommend more things for me to check out in the comments below. And aside from that, I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much.